Hi, Pamela. How are you?
Hi, James. I'm fine.
Well, let's see. Tell me what the weather's like up there in the Bay Area.
Well, we've had rain last night, and it's now clear and sunny.
Oh, good. That
How
means,
about you?
oh, good. Then that means since I am south of you, then I can actually look forward to some sunshine today.
Good.
Okay. Pamela, tell us, and I think many of the viewers would like to know this. Were you raised in a family that was very actively hunting?
Well, I was raised in San Jose when it was a small town before it became Silicon Valley. And my dad hunted and my two brothers hunted, but I was really not asked or allowed the privilege. I don't think my father or my brothers even thought of it.
Okay, so most of your hunting activity and your interest in hunting then came along after you married Stan?
No, I met Stan when I was 20, and somewhere around 24, 25, he asked me one day if I'd like to try dove hunting. And I couldn't believe that he asked. I mean, it's the first person that asked me if I would like to hunt. And I said, sure, I'll give it a try. So we went down to his family ranch in Southern California, and I shot he told me, he said, shoot that, it's a dove, and I shot it. It was a wild pigeon. But it was a bigger target, I think. And so that was my first shoot.
Okay, now you have a wonderful background there. Obviously, you're in you're in your game room. Where are you exactly? That's beautiful behind you.
Well, we're in our trophy room, and the trophy room is about, it's about 25 feet wide by 54 feet long, and it has two large cabinets on either side to sort of divide it up so it doesn't look like a basketball court. But when you come in the main entrance, everything on the right-hand side is mine, and everything on the left-hand side is Stan's, except for the full mounts, and those are sort of distributed all over the room with, one of his, one of mine, that kind of thing.
Oh yeah, well, it's absolutely magnificent. And we're going to roll some pictures actually of some of the things that you have taken that we were able to obtain. And as we speak, and you can tell me why you chose the handgun. I mean, I'm a Texas guy. We think of handguns, quite frankly, as something you use while you go try to find a rifle. So tell.
Well, I used a rifle to begin with. I used a Winchester 7mm from Rifle Works, and I still have that gun, and I still use it where I cannot use my handgun. But around 1988, we had been on a couple of really tough mountain hunts, and I got tired of carrying the bigger gun. And then there were a couple of big game hunts where I needed something bigger than the 7mm, and I thought my 375 was kind of punishing. It really knocked me on my shoulder, and I had a friend at SCI Madeline Kay, in fact, who had started using the 454 Casull. And I talked to her about it, and then I went over and talked to Freedom Arms, and they sent me one. I bought one, and then I got it, and I didn't know quite what to do with it, and so I took it down to our local police academy and asked the instructor to show me how to shoot it, because it is a two-handed pistol, and you have to have your thumbs locked down being a 454, it's about twice as powerful as Dirty Harry's 44.
Yeah, and I can also, I can kind of imagine the look on the officer's face when you said, I wonder if you'd show me how to shoot this, and then you roll a Casull in front. That's
well, he had not seen one before, so he was very pleased to try it himself. And but he did a couple of really important things. He showed me that I had to keep my fingers away from the cylinder, because that's like a knife. And some people I know have had accidents about getting their fingers too far forward on the gun. a friend of ours lost his thumb because he got it next to the cylinder. So you don't, this is not a one-handed pistol. It's not a pistol where you put your hand underneath like that. It is wrapped around and held on to. And the other complaint I get from men is generally that it hurts their wrists. So I tell them not to fight it so much. I know I can't fight it. I know I can't control it, so I roll with it. And then I don't have a problem. But I think a lot of men try to strong arm it, and then they end up hurting their wrist.
Right. Now, based upon the pictures that I've seen, and I haven't actually handled your pistol, so I don't know, but based upon the pictures I've seen, it appears as though you've done some modifications.
Well, my 454 has it's a 10-inch barrel. It has a Leopold fixed 4 scope on it, and you can't put a variable on it because it just shatters the scope. And after hunting every 2-3 years, I have to have the scope replaced because the impact of shooting the gun actually breaks down the scope.
Okay, all right. So you've been hunting with this, maybe not this pistol, but certainly pistols since 1988.
Yes, but understand, I'm not one that goes out and buys every new pistol that comes out. You know, a friend of mine says, gee, a new 500 came out, why don't you try that? I hunt with a 454 Casull for big game, and I hunt with my 30 Merrill made by RPM out of Arizona. Those are the 2 guns I use. And I use the 30 Merrill on my sheep and all smaller game. I shot my elk this year with it. The reason is I know where those guns shoot. I know exactly how, you know, the distances and what it's going to do. I don't want to play around with a new gun when I'm hunting because I don't want to lose that animal. I don't want to take a chance.
No, that's fully understandable. And I think anyone who hunts has a favorite gun. That's the one they will take with them. Certainly if you're going to be hunting dangerous game, large game, something like that, you want to be with or at least have something that you're comfortable with. So I think that's perfectly understandable. But my next question would be, do you go out to the range often then, or do you strictly do this when you're hunting?
No, my husband and I both hunt, so he loves the range, and so we go often. But my 454, I never shoot more than 15 times at the range at one sitting. I'll go the next week and shoot it again 15 times, but I do not sit there and shoot it and shoot it and shoot it. It can do damage to your hands, the nerves in your hands. So I have a exact replica of my 454 that is a 22. It has the same scope, same grip, same everything. So I'll shoot my 454 15 times, then I'll pick up the 22 with the same revolver action. I hold it the same way. I do everything the same thing, but then I shoot it, 100 times or so.
Okay, so when you practice then, do you practice at 50 yards, 75 yards, 100 yards? I mean, where do you like to get in proximity with the animal that you're hunting?
Well, with the 454, I don't generally shoot an animal beyond 150 to 175 yards. Beyond that, although I did shoot my doll sheep at 200 and about 210 because it was the last day of the hunt, and I had been waiting for him to come up the mountain, and he turned and he started back down, and I sort of did a Hail Mary shot, and I took the longest part of his body, and I hit him in the leg, and I ran down the mountain 50 yards and huffing and puffing and put another one in him and knocked him down the mountain. So that's the longest shot I've ever taken with a 454. But my 30 Merrill has a 14-inch barrel, and I think the longest shot I've ever taken with that is with an antelope in New Mexico at 468 yards.